Welcome back to the Throwdown Rocket League OCE Championship Grand Finals here. We are live in Sydney with Yummy Cheese Man, Courier Lord, and Wolfie at the end of the desk. My name is Asterix, and this is the next qualifying matchup. It's Order, who have fought their way from the lower bracket, to meet Chiefs, who we didn't expect would be in this position, Wolfie.
In all honesty, no. Everyone said that the Chiefs would be dominating the field. They would be absolutely smashing their competition, and Tainted Minds have gone to show that it is really their game right now.
I mean, this is a situation the Chiefs have never been in. They pretty much just stomp every single match. Last time they went up against Tainted Minds, I think they have like a 93% win rate against Tainted Minds in Grand Finals.
And it's hard to be in this position. No one has ever gone from this spot into the World Championship. Order, coming off a very significant victory, gives them a lot more momentum.
4-2 over SYF, and on top of this, the winner of this series will have to go up against Tainted Minds just to kind of escalate it a bit with a one-game disadvantage. Remember that best of 7.
But they don't care about that. They're care about right now is World Championship. Maybe if you're in the upper bracket, you're looking at the grand final. In the lower bracket, when everything is on the line, you're one step away, and you're Dumbo in Game 7 and overtime. All you care about is that World Championship.
He's just like staring at the open door.
Yeah. I've seen him.
Well, he definitely wants to win it because, you know, that's the total dream for everyone is getting to that RLCS stage and making it at the international level.
I mean, on the other side, you have Jules as well. You have the situation where you had Kami and CJ go to greater things, and then you just had Jules left kind of in the shadows, and now he has an opportunity.
But we're guaranteed 2 out of 3 of the Tainted Minds members of last season back.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see.
Kami left and Jules.
True.
It's Jules' opportunity to try take one down, and he can take the next one down in his way to RLCS.
But it's more about it's how they do it here as well, because for the Chiefs, going up against Order, this was the first matchup of today. It was a 4-2, which Order just came off the back of against SYF Gaming. So again, it's how they do it and how Order can make this potential upset.
The thing is, though, even though they've already beaten Order previously, Chiefs have already beaten Order previously, I think that in the lower bracket, when there's way more on the line than kind of the opening match of the day, it's going to be similar, but for Order, it's huge because they really need to beat this Titan to go and face the next one.
Going in the first series, they wouldn't have expected to beat the Chiefs. They would have been more comfortable, and that's why they came out of the gate swinging. They could have won. They were very close. But this time, they have to beat the Chiefs. It's not we can afford to lose to them. They have to go.
Well, they're in a good spot, though, considering all the pressure on them, because there's new pressure on Chiefs that we haven't ever seen.
Yeah.
And they had the expectations coming in as being the top dog, and then they got slapped down, and they need to mentally reboot. You have a situation where Torsos
They can struggle with that,
yeah,
too.
they've been the pride and joy of OCE.
Even though they do need to reboot, though, is that they're coming into this match hot, while Chiefs are coming into it cold because they've had the break now. And admittedly, it might take, a couple of games for Chiefs to readjust, but I think that if you can get an early lead as Order, and, I kind of fingers crossed, for them to do so, then they might be able to, possibly take this away from the Chiefs.
It's showing that pace is what you need to beat the Chiefs. And Order have the individual capability to do it.
Yep.
We haven't seen it yet today.
I think stylistically as well, they're very snowbally, like Order as a team. So if they don't have that early start, they'll start to fall. And I think if they ever get into a situation where it's one game away, they're pretty much doomed from the mental game.
I want to throw you guys back a little bit, because remember the off-season where Chiefs did not finish first? I think it was the only off-season throughout Throwdown. It was a while ago.
It was the end, midway last year.
That feels like a very long time.
It was a long time.
Chiefs were not able to finish in that first position. When they're at a deficit, the Chiefs can struggle. They're in the same position here, and this is the Rocket League OCE Championship season. This is a season that they have always maintained first. But now in this position again, Wolfie, let's start with you. Where do you sit in this matchup that could go potentially either way?
Well, speaking of potential, we've always thought that, both of these teams have the highest potential, but I have to give it to Chiefs. I think that Chiefs are such a dominant force right now. Yes, they might have been losing a little bit to Tainted Minds, but that's more of Tainted Minds being better than them rather than, them totally falling apart as a team.
I think there is a chance for Order to win, but I think it's going to be Chiefs, because I don't think the odds are going to swing so heavily in that favor.
I feel like you have to be silly not to go for the Chiefs just because they won earlier today. And even despite that situation of them coming back down, they've had a chance to reset. They've had a chance to get centered again. And I think they should be able to take it.
See, look, I'm going to jump on that train as well, even though I think immediately a lot of people would go for Order. But like you said, it's silly. Don't go for Order. There's no point there whatsoever. And anyone who goes for Order is maybe someone's an imbecile backstage. I don't know what that is. But it's going to be the Chiefs all the way. It's going to be Chiefs all the damn way. And I'm excited to get into this next game, because if there's a potential upset, then this changes everything about the Rocket League OCE Championship, and in future as well. we have different teams representing and we get more experience across the board.
It was the whole skill gap difference because a lot of the time in OCE, it's always been, the Chiefs, and now it's looking as though it's the Chiefs and Tainted Minds, like far above everyone else. But if Order could take a win here, or at least make this game be very close, they can kind of show the audience and everyone else that the skill gap is closing from the top teams of OCE.
Well, if Order take the win here, it's the biggest comeback of all time. They went down to Avant, they went down to SYF earlier in the season. It has been the return of Order. Can they take down their biggest rival yet? Chiefs Esports, the dragon in the cave, guarding the World Championship ticket.
Saw what they're capable of today. Chiefs, it's 10 seconds in. They're going to keep us quiet there as Torsa scores the first goal.
Order immediately on the back foot. What a touch by Drippe. Completely back foot Zen and Dumbo. And Torsos playing confident. If they are feeling shaky, we haven't seen it just yet.
One goal, and we were talking about Order at the start of the day. They put up a very good performance against the Chiefs. They pushed them to limits. And the Chiefs getting off in game one, that's the difference there. As you find a breakaway, and Order get a quick one
it's
too.
It's the counterattack as well. Chiefs commit hard. They did this earlier today against Order, and now they get completely countered. There was no rebuttal from the Chiefs. Tied game.
But also, when we saw against SYF Gaming, we saw a better Order, more switched on. They were quicker to the ball. And if we see that again as Jules just takes a punt off that kickoff, sends it right into that net.
An incredibly aggressive cheat, and it just goes in. That's disappointing. That's 3 goals in 30 seconds. And Order were playing incredibly aggressive as well, straight off the kickoff.
You see Torsos here, I think a bit of a fake. No one's in
I don't think
anyway.
it was going to make a difference.
Yep.
Zen was running back because they thought that they were in attack.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it got turned around.
But it was a good equaliser there for Order. 3 goals, 30 seconds. I think we're going to have a messy one here, Yummy Cheese Man. Again, everyone committing forward into the midfield, not in the right position. Drippe off that backboard. Kami sends it up again. The crossbar bumps into Drippe, so he can't follow up.
That hurts.
Just a little bit there. Chiefs in front of net again. Everyone's scrambling for the ball. This first game, it's going to be a messy one.
4th goal, and that could have come at full 10 seconds earlier. It didn't quite go through, but look how aggressive the Chiefs are. They're playing incredibly close. They're putting the pressure on, and they're turning the screws on Order.
3-1. Screws are being tightened a little bit too much, I think, for Order right now. But you got 4 minutes, and you've had a messy game so far, so why not speed things up a little bit more?
They need to be challenging out. They aren't doing it like they were in the end of the first series and against SYF. They're staying back and hoping that they can possibly make a save.
Trying to set ourselves up with a new team for RLCS to knock out the Chiefs who've gone every single season that we've been involved. It starts right here, game number 1. There's a good pass over to Zen, but he's not really waiting for it. He's going to pass it up the wall to himself, ready to pop forward. Chiefs on the defense. Everything slowed down a little bit. The chaos at the start of the game. Or maybe not. I'm going to take it back for a second as Jules was set up nicely.
It means the Chiefs are able to be more comfortable. They don't feel like they need to be hyper-aggressive like they were before. They can sit back. Jules going for a big bump. Didn't quite pay off. In fact, it did.
What a touch.
Zen just in the perfect spot.
And Order catch all the way up. I said that the chaos was going to stop there, Yummy, but little did I know it would keep going.
That was insane by Jules.
It
the fact
really
that
was.
he went so aggressive, he took a massive risk to go for that bump, and it paid off. They've still got 3 minutes and 23 seconds to tie it up.
Peace of mind to do that in the situation as well for Order. The development and growth over today has been huge. We keep talking about that potential, and Order have shown it all the way. Kami, quick defense there from Chiefs to get them into a quick reply against Order. The passes up to Jules will go wide, but from the corner there's a perfect center for Zen. The crossbar, dunk it down, no one's there. But Order again having shots, having opportunities, and that's a breath of fresh air.
Zen so quick in the air as well. He was beating out SYF. Now he's actually beating out the Chiefs, and that's what we said they needed to do to win.
Zen had such a great series against SYF, but right now, a bit of a mishap there. Chiefs find their fourth.
It was a clever counter-attack too. Zen was on the back foot. He was the last defender. Now Kami gets that touch out. He's been such a good assister all season.
Torto's been getting some goals as well.
Those passes out that are so crucial.
Chiefs 4 goals up, 2 minutes 50. Order in game number 1. Does this work for them? It feels like not really. Chiefs always going to find that gap. Time's still ticking. 6 goals here in game 1.
It's incredible. The number of goals, the aggression from both of the teams, the risks they're willing to take. It better tighten up because this is not how you get into the World Championship.
Torsos and Kami head-to-head again. That defense strong from Order, but it's been strong enough. Still going through, slower play, but Torsos speeding it up. Jules, get the clear off that backboard, uses that speed to help up Dumbo as well. Center. Zen. Kami bounces it down. Torsos still here. Dumbo will get a pass forward over to Zen. Off the ward, he misses that touch, so Dumbo has to follow it up. Doesn't work out. Goes all the way over to the other side, and it'll just turn into a clear.
Something Chiefs are really good at, that SYF weren't doing, is seeing where the Order challenge is coming from and getting it around that player. Even if it's not the best touch to their teammate or the clear that they wanted, it still allows them to keep possession.
On that note as well, Zen can sometimes be unpredictable, which works well for Order. Right now in front of net, this is one of those times as Jules hits it into that top 90, but it's blocked away by 2 defenders from Chiefs. Zen came through as well, a missed touch before, and Order just need to get everything together in game 1 to work towards this series.
Rough touch from Jules, but it doesn't get punished. The teammate Order are following up their touches really well, and that's their hope. They work together to keep this defense alive.
They're all on the attack. They're not worried about the defense right now. The Chiefs able to hang back and play it safe. 2 goals the difference, but Zen's still here. Off the backboard, waits for time, but Torsos with a bit of the EU clear. Off that backboard again.
Well, despite being behind, the nice thing that Order are doing, not pushing up too aggressively. They're staying back, they're playing their standard play, they've still got a minute, and they believe in their play style to try and tie up this game.
You have to at this point. There's an opening there for Jules. Going to get it through defense. This is where Order need to strike. They do, and it's Zen.
Such a good touch by Zen.
Beautiful.
He finds... He fakes out a big shot into that right-hand side. You see Drupe looking for that save, and then he goes for such a delicate, light touch into that left-hand side, fools Drupe, and brings him back in the game.
But you know what, Yummy? I'm genuinely intrigued by this series, even in game 1. Order come out with some interesting plays, and that demo... Oh boy! I told you I was intrigued.
It wasn't the demo. Jules is playing so aggressive in that cheating position, and it actually gets behind Torsos. A valuable kickoff for Order, and he beats out the defender only just.
Even this game 1 is full of surprises. 4 all 55 seconds. A game of chaos, a game of spice here, and I'm ready to mix the 2 together and see what we get.
8 goals and multiple of them off the kickoff. That is potentially the part where each of these teams can shore up their defense, but it seems to be a tightly fought battle right now.
See if they can shut down the Chiefs here. Order, everything sped up a little bit there. 35 seconds, Drupe centers it, but Zen with the read. Important for Order to carry the ball with Zen. The individual player that pop up, Kami saves it away. Necessity here for the Chiefs. Jules, midfield, pops down, good clear. Drupe and Torsos. There's no speed on this ball. Torsos actually doesn't have control. There's a demo onto Kami. There's 13 seconds. Zen has come through with the challenge. Drupe hasn't found the clear. Off the wall. Can he get it down into the net? The steal away by Order. Are we doing overtime again? Torsos doesn't want to go there. It's happened too much. Drupe on net. Jules clears it away. And are we just going to have deja vu once more? Torsos again close. But it is deja vu.
For Order. Dumbo just holding on. They make it to overtime after a barrage of attacks from Chiefs. And if Chiefs can play like that for this overtime, Order in trouble.
39 seconds, game 1, Order falls short. Will this happen again? On the attack, Jules is here. The Chiefs under fire, looking to take game 1 lead. But can they maintain? From the corner again, they're in front of net. Jules goes wide.
And you're seeing them put Chiefs on the back foot, get the ball behind them, really make them struggle. You've never seen Chiefs getting played out like this.
Especially in a game 1 against Order when RLCS qualification is in this matchup. Kami, back foot he is on the defense. We're over the 39-second mark. The shot's directly on net. Zen pops it up again. A good bump there. Pass forward over to Dumbo, but Torsos gets to it first. Drupe's in off the wall. Look at the positioning from Chiefs. Drupe to Torsos again.
That was a play and a half off that top corner. Drupe finding Torsos. That's the tag team. That's the 1-2. And Torsos saw the open net. I think he knows himself as that player who may miss it. He would have been feeling it. His hands would have been shaking, but he sinks it. And that is a big moment now for the Chiefs.
Especially since we went to overtime again in game 1, and it's Chiefs that clutch it out. Find that beautiful 2-man pass play.
6 overtimes in a row for Order to lose.
This is a heartbreaker in game 1, but The heart is still beating. It's only game 1. Another best of 7 for Order. You don't want to tell the story of Dumbo anymore, but in game 1, that's not the momentum you need in the series.
And Zen, he is playing fast. I like to see it. He's really confident. I saw him beat out the Chiefs members multiple times, and that led to some of their goals. But it needs to be a whole team effort. It needs to be all 3 of them. They need to not let those easy goals in because they just let that game run away.
What an uncomfortable position for the Chiefs. So one that, again, at the start of the day against Order, we said we didn't expect them to be here, but they could get away with it.
Chiefs didn't even expect to lose to Tainted. They were so confident that they would make it in the upper bracket. They'd win the grand final. They're down here now, and they're not having the best game against Order.
And Order are the team that, even though one game down, they're in a position of power, essentially. They're the 4th seeded team, let's not forget, taking down seed number 3. If they can take down the 1st seed in Chiefs, boy, oh boy, with that said a statement, we're going to get there, of course, first. But
the first series of the day set the stage for this match. The repeat, we know that they're both incredibly good at adapting. We saw it go back and forth throughout that first series, and it wasn't until game 5 that Chiefs were able to really comfortably get the lead.
Moment for Order. Can they return from that epic game number 1? The touch there from Drippe, slight. Just finds the mark. Start from Chiefs. An Order to recover here in this series. Are they going to return it again? The setup's there from Chiefs, but the block away by Jules. It continues to play out. An Order on the attack.
A lot of opportunities right there for Chiefs, but again, they're just not quite hitting that mark. They're not quite finding the perfect angle.
Here. Jules comes up as well, but the Chiefs have found a big clear. Dumbo around the wing. Drippe off that backboard. It's going to bounce. Kami coming through. 2 members up. It's Zen, though, who just sends it. Pile driving down the middle.
Again.
For Drippe, this is his turn to slam it down. What can Zen do here? The solid play denied. Coming forward is Jules. The roller's there. Dumbo in the field. That was a great ground pass.
And not only that, Dumbo got pushed out of the way in the midfield. He just held on. He still manages to find the pass after Drippe gets through and hit that perfect spot. It had to be in the left-hand side. Order take the lead in game 2.
Confidence again, taking the lead in game 2. We've said it so many times. Watching this series again, I think just makes it that much more exciting. We saw how Order challenged the Chiefs before. Now in such a difficult position, Order feel like they've been better each and every step of today.
The potential comeback of the century from the group stage to league play to finals where they dropped the Chiefs into the lower bracket. A big chance now for Order.
Dumbo able to punch the ball forward. Does that chance continue to present itself? Zen doesn't get the reach, and Kami just pops it to the roof. Torsos here, gets it through the defender. It's just up to Dumbo to dribble it away. Drippe comes in. Torsos ready to pass it off. The boost given over. That's a breakthrough and a half. The touch is there, and Dumbo can't get it away.
Brilliant read by Drippe. He knew that the defender was going to try and get it away from his net. They had to struggle back. Torsos gets the touch there, and Drippe reads it, finds the reaction time as well. Tying up this game, the way that Chiefs play, the confidence they have, they are going to stay in this series as a confident player, a confident team to go back to the World Championship.
Yeah, and a bunch of confident players. You're right, Drippe in the middle of the field. That's not a good touch. Zen, can he get away with it? No boost. The defense holds out once again. Zen still no boost, but a beautiful touch there. And what a setup for Dumbo.
Clever by Zen, the player who's never been in the top 4 before. He finds that little touch. It might have even just been fortunate, a bit of luck, but that's what you need to get there in the end.
But it's a perfect situation. Order up again. 3 minutes remaining. Game 2 has the same flavor as game number 1 here for Order. Can Jules spice it up even more? Question mark here. 3 minutes left remaining. The pass is back. That's a weird one, a tricky one even. Pulls from the corner. He'll try and react to it, but it's Zen off the roof again. Chiefs get a bit of control there. That passing play kind of hurt Order, but they're able to recover it eventually. In the midfield trying to do some work. Passes again. Torsos goes up. Zen goes high as well. Backboard defended well there by Order. They clear it towards net. Kami with an easy read. Not going to let this one hit the roof is Zen. Clear it back around. The Chiefs on the defensive once again. Order trying to punish through. Remember how many good games they had against Chiefs there in the previous series. It feels like it has the same sentiment. Jules off the back wall. find anything more.
Order is starting to find those intercepts, and that is how you shut down the Chiefs. We saw it from Tainted Minds, just stopping every single pass. And if they can keep that up, they will be able to hold on to the lead.
Well, the pass is really, really good there from Zen. Sets it up. Dumbo then tries to get the reset, but doesn't need it here as Kami comes back in to swipe it away. Tools around the goal square. They sit heavily here. Order continue to hold this lead, continue to hold control. One play from the Chiefs doesn't seem like it's enough.
They were really holding far back on that rotation. Kami took a long time to get in, but it might be enough. The pass out to Drippe. That's 2 for 2. The passes from Kami.
The clean pass from Kami at that as well. Right positioning, right time from Chiefs.
He didn't even have enough boost.
Didn't need it. Drippe scoring that one, 2 apiece. Order. Dangerous position now as well. In game 2, what looked promising for them.
And overtimes, that is
That's the story of these two teams here today.
Order have just been in so many, but they've lost almost every single one that they've been in.
Yep.
I think that comes down to nerves. I think Zen gets too far into his head, and they were going to secure it right now. The bump in net, not enough.
Kami comes forward for the intercept for the challenge, excuse me. That bump. Ingenious there by Zen, trying to go beyond here, the limits.
Dumbo.
Unfortunate, but again, the Chiefs know where to punish.
All of Order had used their boost. Zen had nothing left. Dumbo was the one with boost. He jumped out using the last of his boost and just missed. And that just opens it up. What a way to give away the lead.
You cannot make a mistake in the eyes of the Chiefs. Chiefs have been making the mistakes all day. But for Order, they will be punished.
And what a testament to the Chiefs. Even if they're not on top of their game, even if they're getting shut down by Order, by Tainted Minds with their passing, they're still able to take leads. They're still able to take advantages in series. And that was a close one from Drippe.
That was a good counterattack from the Chiefs, though. Still able to push up with the help of Torsos. Drippe narrowly missing that other one, but still in a good position. And Zen get it over the top of Kami. He can. That ball heading towards the backboard. The touch not good. Drippe comes in to finish it off, but the attack continues from Order. 40 seconds left remaining, and Order have a chance here to push through the Chiefs, but Zen has popped it up for Kami. The Chiefs are going to make something in off this corner, off the backboard. No one needs to commit. It just gives them more time. The clear's there, touching the roof. Almost.
Brilliant read from Torsos. He's so good at that. He's so good at the solo defense. Drippe as well. The defensive backboard clears are on point. It's so hard to get past this Chiefs defense, and then they get in attack and pass.
Everyone scrambling there from the Order defense. 10 seconds left remaining. And Order have just come so close here. Torsos, you can see, wasting a lot of time. They'll stay in the defense. Zen is going to have to pop it up. There's a last chance, but Drippe is denying it here. Off that backboard, that'll bounce back down. And for Order, it's getting dangerous here. 2-0 to the Chiefs.
It hurts just how close they're getting in little tiny mistakes. Just one mistake can be all it takes for Order. Between Order going and winning and going to the World Championship and having that repeat of Dumbo falling just short.
And what hurts there is, speaking of falling short in that specific game, that's the one goal that made a difference. That's one move from Dumbo that doesn't send us to overtime, where there is a potential for Order to create that upset.
It's painful to watch, but when you are under pressure, when you're in this situation, you have to be able to perform. You can't get that chance on the world stage.
Yep.
If you're up against EU or NA, they're going to punish that every single time. Every single mistake will lead to a goal. And even though Chiefs aren't playing on top of their game, they've played internationally. They know what it takes to punish, and they're just doing it every time.
And every single time we get down to this point where, in the first series, we said the same thing. It's Order versus Chiefs again. They found a game early on in the series as well. This is very different. This is game 2. This is Chiefs. Even though close,
it's rough.
It's rough, and it's a 2-0
And if they let this next game slip through their grasp, how are you meant to reverse sweep Chiefs under so much pressure?
Someone like
in the lower
Dumbo,
bracket?
who has been reverse swept, who has been in that position. He's never forced that upon
Well, he has,
someone.
literally, in his first ever season, in
really?
season 3, he reverse swept to get through the qualifiers.
Oh, that's
but
right.
that is a long time ago. And I do not see this version of his team getting through that way.
Well, Game 3 is going to be ever so important here. Remember, RLCS qualification. And then it comes back to the story of the Chiefs. qualifying in the lower bracket. They've never done it before, but they want that qualification. They think they deserve to go back to RLCS for a 4th time. A lot of people would agree, but they have to show it.
It would be disappointing if the 5th team from last team's World Championship didn't make it back, but it is a distinct opportunity if Order can bring this game.
3 though. That's what matters. Dumbo will not win with the challenge. Torsos given some freedom over here as well. Zen just gives the ball back to him. Order, you can see the pressure here. Drip Bait doesn't even look like he has boost. Kami finishes it off. What is going on?
And it was all set up by Torsos. He steals the boost, gets an interesting touch, and all of Order was stuck on the one-hand side. Drip Bait essentially fakes them out, even though he didn't get much of a touch of it at all. That is Order being nervous. That is Order really struggling on defense and not looking out for each other.
The SYF matchup made Order look so dominant, made Zen the ultimate playmaker. Order getting pushed back here by the Chiefs. The first goal is scored by exactly them. And the Chiefs continue to charge forward. Order need to break away from this grip, from this death grasp.
Well, they lost the first 2 against SYF, and then they went dominant, 13 goals in a row. This is the time to start playing as fast as you can against the Chiefs.
Well, there's the first one. The shot almost ends up netting itself. Zen was there. Drip Bay now following through. Ground pinch ends up going away over to Zen for Order on the defense again. This comes in off the roof, almost hits the mark too. That was Kami. Chiefs getting so many opportunities.
It is just brutal how much of the possession they've got right now. And look at Zen and Jules.
Again and again.
Just all the way back, sitting in the net. No one challenging. They're so scared. They know the pass is coming out. They see it hit the roof. They know Kami's got a massive shot. And yet they do not have the ability to go out and stop it from happening.
They need to make a move. Order, you are going to be down 3-0 if this keeps up. And it is not the way to exit nor enter the OCE Championship Series. Drip Bay is getting free roam here, and Order are losing confidence for a team that has dominated parts of today. A good save there from Dumbo. Let's hope that gives them a bit more enthusiasm. Zen now, the solo play. No one's there to follow.
Good saves out from Order, but they have no boost. Chiefs have been draining them of resources every single time. You see the boost steals, you see them taking away the possession. And even now, Dumbo just going up for the ball and hoping for the best.
Zen will save that one away, still on the defense. Chiefs turn it around pretty quickly here. 2 minutes 40 remaining. Now on the defense, that's a good pass back. Dumbo will hit the backboard, it'll come straight back down. Torsos lobs it up to the roof. Come on, Order, get in there. They'll get the demo, but it's on to Dumbo, excuse me. Yes, I'm very sorry. Jules will come in off the right wing. Dumbo is waiting here with the center pass. Zen gets bumped out of the way. Order still struggling here. However, they might try. Kami back in on the attack.
You said at the beginning of the day that Chiefs were a tier above, that Tainted Minds were a tier above the rest of the competition. And if they win this game, if they win this series, they're proving that. No matter what, you cannot sleep on the Chiefs. You have to play your best, and Order are just not doing it.
Doesn't feel like the start of the day where Order were able to capitalize. They found 2 games. Game number 3 is looking pretty harsh here. It'll be another demo onto Dumbo. Jules around the midfield. He doesn't do anything with the ball. They just get freedom. Order on the defense, looking pretty shut out here.
But Zen is just running back to net. He was backwards then. He couldn't attack the ball. He couldn't get it clear. It's going to keep Chiefs in attack. They're going to continue barraging this net, and eventually something has to break.
Looks like it's going to be Order's net at this rate. 1 minute 20. 2 goals seems to be enough here. Putting up a good fight in game 1. Even game 2, it was slight. But Order just feels shut out now. It's a good infield pass, but it's to no one. Dumbo's nowhere near the ball. It's relying on Zen's individuality here, but that's not what Order have been about here today. They've worked better as a cohesive unit. They have shown that growth, but the potential seems to be lacking.
And that was the longest that Order have ever spent in the Chiefs half this game. They've just been absolutely brutalized in terms of possession. Chiefs have taken control.
Finally!
It only takes one opportunity for Jules.
And Jules committed. He sticks to the play. They got ingenious again. That was a great ground pinch. And Jules again.
He drew in both defenders.
Yep.
He waited for Torsos. He played it interesting, and he found that perfect 50-50 46 seconds, and Order have to get this goal.
Zen just runs into Dumbo off the kickoff. This means Chiefs start in the attack. Off the backboard, Jules gets it through. Order, we want to see that play. We want to see the groundbreaking play. Force it to overtime. Get us that game 3. And let's see what you're made of.
Mistake from Kami, it could be punished, but luckily Drippay is there. Order have 25 seconds to keep themselves in here.
Zen around the midfield, going to try and punch the ticket back up here. A touch there from Jules again. Everyone's forward. Excuse me, that was Dumbo. Jules hanging back. The pass is good. Over to Dumbo. 1-2. The 3 missed by Jules.
And Jules have been keeping them all game, but not at that last second. The clock ticks down. Can they do it?
Jules blocked away. Sorry, Zen blocked away in the end, and Order had that chance. But 3-0 to the Chiefs, and it looks like they're ready to go back to RLCS.
Every single game feels so close, and Order, they had very little possession. Chiefs were dominating most of that match.
3 shots.
But we've seen it this week against Tainted Minds. We saw it last week against Tainted Minds.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much Chiefs can control a single game. They're still beatable.
They are.
Despite that possession factor, they're not getting those finishes on some moments, and Order could take advantage of that. This felt like their last chance.
This in game 1 felt like their best chance, because the way they were playing against Chiefs in game 1, it was not as predictable.
Well, it was sloppy as hell,
but still, for Order, that worked out like it did in the previous series, because when Chiefs are playing sloppy, you can capitalize. You can read them.
Zen wasn't outpacing Chiefs that game. That's why they didn't really feel like... I mean, their one goal was a 50-50. It was a dunk over the defense. It wasn't anything cleverly set up. It wasn't anything based off possession or anything like that. It's so hard now for Order because they're not even in control of this match, and they have to get 4 games in a row.
The reverse sweep for a team that was expected to maybe only just get through the lower bracket.
It's so hard as well. Zen in his first season. Jules, he went to the World Championship. He felt so bad about himself. He always thought that Kami and CJ were the ones carrying him, despite him having great performances. And this is going to really get to him if he loses. And then you have Dumbo, who just every single season gets a taste. He's even been there in Season 2. He visited Amsterdam. And now he has to do 4 more games of this.
Okay, Order. 14 seconds in, that's a change of pace. There's a good touch as well by Dumbo. These explosive goals, we have not seen these yet.
That's how they beat Tainted Minds last week. Dumbo was playing forward. He was getting in the way of the Chiefs' defense and getting the redirects. Maybe that's how they do it.
Nothing to lose, they may be saying. They might be saying all hope is lost, but it's not just yet. Reverse sweep is still there in the cards. Dumbo with the demo. Kami pops it up. Jules going to hang back a little bit, but Zen's there with the intercept, blocked away, otherwise that net was fair game. Dumbo comes back in. Jules almost directs it towards the back. And that lead for Order, that's a promising side here in game 4. Zen will almost get the reset off. He bounces it. Dumbo comes back in. The bounce is not good for Jules.
Zen just should be taking the shot there. He shouldn't be trying to get clever. It's not where he's going to get most of his goals from, even if he's so good at the individual play.
Trying to get back on the attack, though, and this is more possession coming through for Order. The touch there for Dumbo, but Zen doesn't look like he wants to commit. Leaves it for Dumbo again. Bounces over the top of Torsos. Defense continues for Chiefs.
Chiefs just feel like they're playing so slow, so calm. They're in defense. I don't like it. I want them to play fast and really put Order on their back foot.
Yeah, that early goal seems to have brought them back a little bit. Kami gets the demo onto Jules. Torsos is there. Kami comes back in. The angle was good, but waiting for Drippay to finish it off. Dumbo there to the ball. Zen will clear it away.
I'm surprised Zen had any boost left. They put it up in the air multiple times. It double committed as well. Zen probably just using the last of it to get that save.
Dumbo there couldn't get an ideal touch off the front. Unfortunately, goes back to Order's defense. That one goal, does it hold? Crossbar. Comes close for Chiefs from the corner. Torsos continues to play, but they get it through. There's a chance for Order, but Drippay just comes straight past the midfield and gives it back to Kami.
Massive savior from Drippay. He's so calm under pressure. And this is why he is one of the best, if not the best player in OCE.
Order have found an opening there off the backboard. Jules has already gone up off the roof. It bounces down to the goal square. Away it goes as the Chiefs still hold on. They get a massive clear over to Kami. What an angle there, but the crossbar, not the friend of the Chiefs.
Order hold on just by the skin of their teeth. Order trying to make this big comeback. They're still in it, but it just feels so difficult.
Possession was great for Order at the start, but they've returned to the defense here. If we get the clear, eventually Chiefs might get the attack once again on their heads.
They're winning out the 50-50s in the midfield. Dumbo and Zen, that's their job right now. Just take a player out, win the 50s, win the challenges, and that is going to prevent Chiefs from getting the opportunity.
You want to see if Order are going out here, you want to see them going out swinging. And for this fourth game, not only does it raise the possibility of that reverse sweep, it also sets the tone for Order and their season. Where are they going? Are they staying in Australia, or are they going to Las Vegas?
It is so far away right now. 4 games against the Chiefs, and Chiefs are still finding opportunities here. They're still finding 1, 2, but no 3. Or is that now? There's a completely open net.
Set up from the defensive order. Chiefs find their first. All the way through the field there, Yummy Cheese Man.
Zen, he needed to hit the half volley. Torsos was ready for the mistouch, and the Order defense was not. Is this another opportunity that they've completely squandered?
It feels like the story of Order coming into this tournament was the potential, the underdogs. And in Series 1 against the Chiefs at the start of today, they proved they are worthy to be here. Against SYF Gaming, they proved the same thing. But up against Chiefs is the foe too mighty. Chiefs want to return to RLCS. In the lower bracket, they want to make the run. It feels like the possibilities there. Good save there from Dumbo. Order not out of this yet.
It was Chiefs' chance to get a little bit of luck. Look at Order. They're just jumping up like lemmings off a cliff, and they're not getting to that ball. Chiefs just putting them so much under pressure, along with the fact that this is do or die.
Hang on, that backboard's not defended. It hits the crossbar. Order had that opportunity down and dusted.
Torsos a little bit of extra luck twice in a row now for the Chiefs. And that is, I think, a turn of event. I think, realistically, Order had a bit more luck earlier on in the series. So maybe this is what Chiefs need to put this across the line.
Well, 45 seconds, they're holding the midfield out. That's a great touch by Kami. Takes it solo. Chiefs setting up the play. Almost a nail in the coffin. Torsos comes back in. You have to say, stylistically, the Chiefs there looking great.
Is this going to be another overtime to keep Order alive? Is this it? Is this what it all comes down to? Can someone get the goal before regulation time
Hopes and dreams here for Order on the line. The reverse sweep also on that same line. And right now, it feels like it's a washing line because they're putting them out to dry. 15 seconds remaining. Jules gets the breakaway. This is Order's moment. Jules gets the demo too. Drippe will be coming back up. Zen pops it forward. Order have a chance. Jules won't commit. They need to stop this ball. Chiefs on the backboard. It'll be cleared away. Kami keeps it up, but that's eventually going to land down. Jules says no. Order want to take the risk here of the play. Jules will come back in, but eventually it hits the ground, and it's overtime for life for Order.
That clear was enough to give them that time. Order now in another overtime. They've struggled. There seems to be an open net. The Dumbo just clutching it out.
But we're expecting the Chiefs here to put up a performance to return to RLCS. They find an opening, but both players miss it. Bump away by Dumbo. The Chiefs are 1 game away, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to returning to the world stage.
They want to go back. They want to get revenge against Cloud9. They want to get to the end stage, to the grand final. But first, they have to finish off this series.
Dropping down to Tainted. They go into the grand final with that 1 game disadvantage if they get there. And it looks like they're close all the way through the back of the net. The ball sweeps and no goal.
I've never felt so many stomach knots in my life. It's been so close. Order have been just getting away with this last one. They need to hold on. That is just wide. No. It could go in. Torsos!
They find it. The Chiefs return to the world stage, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, oh boy, for all that punishing for Order.
The punishment time and time again. 2 overtimes, 2 series that are 1 goal. Chiefs managed to hold on, get their spot back at the World Championship to prove themselves once more.
We were wondering if the Chiefs could make that run back up, if they could find themselves in the finals. They give you a firm answer with a 4-0 against Order. And try as they might, Order do not come close to the might of the Chiefs. We have ourselves our same two RLCS participants again, gentlemen.
Well, this is dark-sided now, but it's Chiefs, and what a disappointment for Dumbo.
That is a definite feels bad. I feel my heart bleeds for Jules as well. Both of them in such a situation. He had such a strong performance at the beginning of the game, leading the charge for his team, but not enough.
It was a really dominant showing in the end. Like the scoreline at the end, a straight 4-0. When people will look back to this, in future OCE championships and whatnot, they'll think of it as like another one of those times that the Chiefs essentially dominated in the lower end.
This is the first 4-0 in the lower bracket qualifier match. So it was a very dominant qualification. They were ahead, but there were 2 overtimes. It wasn't as convincing as it could be, but that doesn't matter for the Chiefs.
I mean, if you look at Game 3, that was kind of where it started to end. When there was a stage where 4 minutes in, it was 11 shots to 1 before they got that little bit of possession back, but that was kind of the indicator for me. It was the beginning of the end.
I think for Chiefs, though, they'll look at this game and they go, right, we have to do even better than this as well. Like, against Tainted Minds and the old Dark-Sided, they have to do even better in the finals. Against Order, there was so many opportunities for Chiefs to fail. I think they've firmed up some of their issues from the start of today when they looked like a completely different team, and not in a good way.
Well, the odds are totally stacked against them now is because none of the teams that have gone into the lower bracket have ended up, winning the finals.
None of those teams have been the Chiefs, though.
None of the teams have even got into the grand final. So, I mean, it is hard to say. It is the Chiefs. They can beat anyone. They'll still be confident going into the grand final, but they don't care. They've made it to the World Championship. They've got their spot. They've done everything they need to do, and so they can relax a bit.
Yeah, the important thing is now done. I mean, seeding is good, but getting to RLCS is step
on that
one.
note as well, seeding is really important this season, especially when you look at NA and EU back-to-back.
Why?
Because I don't want to verse EU. If you're the first seed, you want to be versing NA.
Why?
Would you not?
Well, I think
No, the analysts
not
tell
particularly,
me.
not as much in previous seasons. In previous seasons, if you
Alright.
came in as second, you're instantly like, all right, we're going straight to the lower bracket. Life's going to be really hard.
Wave at Northern Gaming on the way through.
Well, EG definitely, they're definitely a team that we could beat as well. So that is...
Team that we have beat.
It is a different EG roster. I think that is definitely a possibility, but I think the EU teams, especially considering last season how both the teams went against Envy, that's definitely beatable as well, whoever comes fourth in EU. So I don't think it really goes down to seeding, but it definitely goes down to a lot of that revenge factor.
Yeah, the whole grudge match now is the fact that the Chiefs have come back and they're like, no, we want blood right now. Like, I don't care about RLCS right now. This is between Tainted Minds and us.
Brass
And
knuckles
especially
are
for
gonna be
Kami
coming out.
as well. Kami's going to be in there and be like, no. I'm so much better than you guys, you don't even know it. That's, look, in my mind, is what's going to happen into this next matchup.
I think that's pretty fair, and I think going forward, the Chiefs want to secure first seed like they always have. It's a statement for OCE. It's a statement for the Chiefs, and we're going to find out next as we move towards our grand finals, look towards seeding. Congratulations towards the Chiefs, and of course, Tainted Minds again. We're going to have a 5-minute break, return with the grand final.